Well, we've got a real clash of styles up next for you here on the streaming board. There's Katie Sheldon, impressive in her win on the streaming board yesterday over Bo Greaves, takes on a woman who was even more impressive when we saw her in action yesterday, Kirsi Viinikainen, a first-time winner of a women's series event, scooping the title of women's series number 5, becoming the 15th different woman to win one of these events. And of course, the first from Finland. Huge moment, hugely significant moment in her career. And you could see at the end exactly what it meant to her. Katie Sheldon, a 2-time finalist on the women's series herself, lost out to Lisa Ashton and Noelin van Leuven when she's reached that stage. But Matt, Edgar, we were saying yesterday that Kirsi Viinikainen, it was surprising that she'd not previously reached a final on the women's series. Perhaps Katie Sheldon, one of those in the bracket that you kind of expect to go on and win one of these titles in the not too distant future.
So first of all, you're saying that was a world-class piece of punditry there to pick someone out who's not made a final and won the tournament.
You could see it like that.
Well, I always see the positives. But yeah, I agree. Katie Sheldon, someone on the rise. And you can see that in regards to the people she's beaten as well in recent times. In 2025, yesterday, beat Bo Greaves in a very high-quality game. It wasn't taking advantage of mistakes and misses or an underperforming Bo Greaves. She took the game to her and got that win. And she also managed to pick up a win over Gemma Hayter in recent times as well. So she's beating those players that are at the top end of the game, and she's starting to beat them on a more consistent basis. That being said, I'm not sure this game's going to suit her too well. We can see here just from the opening darts, Katie Sheldon, a player who likes to get on with it, likes to just throw the darts with fluency and pace. To do that, you need to have a lot of feel. To get the feel, you need to spend a lot of time at the hockey. In this game, she's going to spend a lot of time away from the hockey because Viinikainen a lot more deliberate in the approach.
Yeah, we saw Katie Sheldon's very good friend and travel partner, 56. Robin Byrne, and teammate as well. I'd say she didn't really enjoy the experience of taking on Kirsi Viinikainen yesterday. The Finn getting the better of Robin en route to that 100. Title.
Viinikainen's a combination of two things that dart players that like to play with pace don't like. One, it loses a bit of rhythm because you're going up against a slower player. And the other problem you've got is she's also very good at the game.
But like we pointed out yesterday, there were spells where
43.
She did seem to be throwing the darts a bit quicker, didn't she, Viinikainen? Slowed down kind of as the tournament progressed, it seemed.
98.
And it's more sort of success for that part of the world. We've seen the development of things like the PDC Nordic Baltic system, and we're seeing so many players now really come through from that. Like Sweden, what a developing nation that is at the moment in the world of darts, and we're seeing players break through from that part of the world a lot more. And Viinikainen just, again, sort of franking the form and the decision to have that investment in that area of the world. I think it's going to continue to develop some really good players, some great youth systems. Spent a lot of time in the past couple of years over in that area of the world, and they do a lot of things right. They are going to overtake us all very, very quickly, I do believe.
84.
Tops for a breaker throw in the opening leg. The lady who picked up her first title just yesterday, not going to go.
33.
Katie Sheldon returns with a bit of a reprieve.
Aim shot.
I just want to touch on what I mean as well a little bit in regards to sort of Finland, Iceland, Sweden, that part of the world that are doing so much right at the moment. They're getting it right from the grassroots level. I think here in the UK, we're sort of very set in our ways, maybe a bit ignorant to change, where at the grassroots level, you tend to go out and you'll play a best-of-3 match. You'll play 2 legs, you'll win those,
60.
and then you'll sit down and watch everybody else play darts for the rest of the night. Over there, what they tend to do is they tend to do a lot of round robins, a lot of tournaments. They hate the idea of going out and playing 1 game of darts in a night. They expect 3, 4, 5 games, so they're getting more time on the board.
44.
And I've gone along to some of their local nights, and how it tends to be is you're either marking or you're playing. You're always engaged with the game of darts on the night. You go out for darts, you're doing darts.
If you're wondering why Kirsi Viinikainen has paw prints all over her shirt, which you very well might be.
60.
It's because she and Johan Engström, her partner, they both have similar shirts. It's their cat Gizmo, which I quite like.
$85. 100. $60.
Just the wrong side of the wire there from Katie Sheldon.
Yes.
17s will be where she's looking.
92.
Bo Greaves is our first player through to the quarterfinals of Women's Series Event 7, the winner of our second event yesterday, getting the better of Robin Byrne 4-1. Tops for Sheldon to break the throw of Viinikainen.
$48.
Couple of opportunities now for Viinikainen. She's had darts in both of the legs. She could end up losing them both.
$35.
Well, you could hear what Katie Sheldon thought of that. But is she going to be let off the hook?
10.
She is.
Game shot.
And she does eventually get over the line. That's a way to do it, isn't it? You can see exactly what she thought of that. And rightly so, taking a little second just to steady herself after the way that leg ended.
Yeah, well, she's done the job,
83.
hasn't she? She's got the leg in the ledger, 2-0 up, and then reset for the second part of the game. Bo Greaves, as you mentioned, gone through, but it's the style of which Bo Greaves is going through the card today. That 107 backed up with a 94. She isn't here to play games today. She is being very, very serious. And the thing for Katie Sheldon, she's in the opposite half of the draw, so she is going to get the opportunity
39.
to revenge that victory, shall we say, that Katie took off of Bo Greaves yesterday. It could only happen in the final, with which I'm sure Katie Sheldon would love a showdown with Bo Greaves today.
41.
Just a word as well, because we do have a story continuing to develop. Rachel Part, 3-1 up. She's still
100.
playing in the last 32 at the moment, but 3-1 up in her match could be about to book a debut berth in the last 16. What a story that would be developing.
But I'm going to feel a little bit like the
133.
Grinch here at Christmas, where, yes, she's going to potentially get in the last 16. However, it would be against Fallon Sherrock.
59.
Wouldn't it be great if we could show that and then get John Partin to commentate on it as well?
98.
Got a feeling
100.
he probably wouldn't enjoy watching that sort of game. It's horrible when you're sitting watching somebody else do an activity. Especially one that you're used to being in control of.
$64.
So frustrating for Katie Sheldon. You just want to stay straight with that first dart, don't you? Give yourself an opportunity. Unable to do that. But she is going to return for a 3-0 lead.
40. Game shot.
Lovely marker there that she was able to work her way in off. And credit to Katie, because we said that she might find it difficult playing against
66.
someone who doesn't play at a pace that's going to suit her, but it's not really been that detrimental thus far.
Showing experience, isn't she, Katie Sheldon? Showing a good way of how to deal with it. Something that she'd have had to have picked up over time. These sort of experiences are things you can only gain by doing.
140.
And of the players you've seen so far, Matt, the likes of Lauren Salter or Aurora Foxato, of the younger, less established players, if you like, on the women's series, who would you say has impressed you the most, that you think might be that next star to emerge?
There's a lot of runners, isn't there? There's a group of them at the moment that are playing
100.
good, consistent darts, and we're looking at who's going to make that next step. And Katie Sheldon certainly
28.
in that conversation due to the wins that she's getting against those top players. But it could also be someone she potentially could play in the quarterfinal stage. Paige Pauling currently playing Rose Mort on board 8. She is 2-0 down at the moment in that clash, but that could really be a generational one should she be
63.
able to turn that one around.
Yeah, that'll be over in about 10 seconds, even if it goes all the way to
100.
a decider.
$38.
Viinikainen just having a bit of a
59.
hangover, isn't she, after winning that title? Didn't really perform well in event 2. You can give her that.
Yeah.
She's just literally won a title. We saw her how emotional she was. Being able to turn it around in minutes and play competitive darts again was never really going to be the case. But I did think going into today we may see sort of the confidence start to come
54.
out from that victory. But this game, doubles have been the troubles, and Katie Sheldon looking to cash in.
72.
2 match darts missed, but she will have the darts if Viinikainen can take care of tops here. Clatters into that first dart. Could she work her way in?
Game shot.
Absolutely she can. So 2 match darts missed for Katie Sheldon in that last leg, but now she has the darts to get things wrapped up.
81.
Yeah, you mentioned Viinikainen's form. This actually her worst performance of today's event. Started with a 4-3 win over Kirsty Hutchinson. Averaged in the mid-70s there. It was
41.
79 against Steph Clark. 80 against Lorraine Winstanley, and then dropped right
58.
off the pace in this match against Katie Sheldon. As you said, really struggling to find any doubles. And Rachel Part
59.
is now through to the last 16, where she'll face Fallon Sherrock straight back on the board.
42. $28. $100.
We've sort of got a disjointed event at the moment, haven't we? We've got players now already through to the quarterfinals, last 16 games about to start. Just sort of showing sort of the domination, really, of those top players
58.
today, the likes of Beau Greaves, who's just flown through her matches so quick, but now got another problem to face. Bit of extra time, a little bit more
140.
time away from the match board. So that's what these days are about, being able to manage the various situations, being flexible. A lot of people very regimented in their approach.
Yeah, this match hasn't been slow by any stretch, really.
26.
Does feel like Beau Greaves finished a very long time ago. Double 10 for Katie
60.
Sheldon. Couldn't go out with a double-double finish, but she is going to return. Better to miss there than to come inside and leave yourself on double 5, where things could start getting very, very tricky.
99. Game
And
shot out of
eventually,
the match.
Katie Sheldon does get over the line. It's a last 16 exit for yesterday's winner on the Women's Series, Kirsi Viinikainen. But Katie Sheldon's hopes of picking up a first title are still alive.